LuLaroe will probably take at least 2 to 3 videos to cover. This company is, I have no words at the moment. I'm still trying to collect my thoughts on this company. There's an MLM that nobody is talking about, and that's the one that I was pitched, and this is the time that people need to know about this. I would like to try and help people become aware of this company before it gets out of hand. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Amber, and yes, I'm outside right now. I am letting the dogs out. I realized that today is Monday, and today is supposed to be the very first anti-MLM Monday. As you guys know, I'm not making excuses. This video is going up today. In today's video, basically I want to discuss with you kind of what an MLM is, the difference between an MLM and a pyramid scheme, and some of the big companies that are MLMs that you might not even be aware of. And then I'll get into just a little bit of why I want to discuss this and my own personal experience with it. And then we're gonna start doing deep dives into each company, basically one at a time, because there are so many of them. And like I said in last Monday's video, I believe, I was actually pitched in a lift, and it was actually by a really nice woman. So of course, you know, I'm going to make these videos to spread awareness. I did say that MLMs, in a sense, are a little similar, in my opinion, to the true crime genre, because a lot of these companies are facing class action lawsuits. Some of them are actually facing federal charges, RICO charges. There's a lot. I don't believe that every person that joins an MLM has ill intent. And I do believe that intent holds so much weight when it comes to deciding whether or not someone is guilty of fraud, or trying to take people's money, or trying to misinform people. I do think that a lot of these people are desperate, and they're excited for this opportunity. They're excited for the opportunity, whatever it is, and they themselves have been misinformed, or maybe they did, you know, recruit a few people and they made a lot of money quickly. So they think like, oh my God, all this traffic. So they think, wow, like, wow, this really is legit. And, you know, there's a product and I like the products, and, you know, so they don't know, not all of these people in MLMs are aware of how bad and how predatory some of these sales tactics are, and how many lives are ruined. So that's the general idea of this video. So while I am going to be doing in-depth, I mean detailed, basically like the way I do true crime videos for the companies, and specifically companies like Thrive, Young Living, LuLaroe, Monet, and then there's an MLM that nobody is talking about, and that's the one that I was pitched. And this is the time that people need to know about this and know that it is an MLM, because the problem with a lot of MLMs is people aren't aware that it's an MLM until it's too late. So I would like to try and help people become aware of this company before it gets out of hand. And that's the company that I was pitched, and I started looking into it, and even in their statements online, it says you're not promised any X amount of money, and even if you make that money, that is not taking into consideration the expenses you have to put forth. So basically, they're basically wording it confusingly and saying like, hey, we're not promising you any money. So like, what? Why? And you have to buy a kit. And when you hear this lady and how excited she is, and how she's pitching me, and how she seems genuinely nice, even to her downline, and I think she has like 47 people under her, it's mind-boggling. So that's what today's video is, and I hope you enjoy it. Sorry it's a little different at the beginning, but you know what? Baby steps, like I keep saying. Okay guys, so like I was saying, I apologize for the echo. I don't know if I said that to you guys or if it was for the behind the scenes. There's an echo. This is not going to be my permanent filming area. Also, if you guys don't want to hear me speak about a little bit of things that have nothing to do with the anti-MLM video, you can skip to this time in the video. I want you guys to know that this is not going to be my permanent filming space. I'm in the gym at the house right now, and it just, right now it just seems easiest to have, I don't know, like to have my filming things, but I also, I don't know, I want to be able to film somewhere where there's more natural light. So that's why I was kind of testing it outside, even though I'm not going to be filming outside. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm really stressed out because it's 4:43 and I don't have this video completed. But again, this is just to give you a little bit of background on what MLMs actually are, so that when we do start delving deeply into the different companies that are considered MLMs, you guys have a better idea as to why they are considered an MLM. Anyways, so let's get into the definition of multi-level marketing. I'm going to link the resources down below. It might come a little bit later than the video, but you know what? We're getting it up today, Monday. Okay, so MLM stands for multi-level marketing. Multi-level marketing, pyramid selling, and also network marketing, also referral marketing. So these are all different terms, but the umbrella is the MLM. It is a marketing strategy for the sale of products and services where the revenue of the MLM company is derived from a non-salaried workforce, selling the company's products and services while the earnings of the participants are derived from a pyramid-shaped or binary compensation commission system. So without having to explain why the word pyramid scheme has a negative connotation, I mean, we can all agree, it doesn't sound good. So from my understanding, a pyramid scheme is defined as a company where the incentive is more to recruit people, basically the people at the top of the pyramid. They go and they recruit more people, whether it's because they want to sell them some business, they want to sell them some product or some sort of plan, and then they tell them that rather than trying to push this product or plan or whatever it is, that they should actually try and recruit more salespeople. So the more salespeople you have, the salespeople are your downline, they'll recruit people. So basically, if you have 10 people under you, and then each one of those people has 5 people under them, and each of those people have 4 people or 3, like you're going to be making money from all of them. So essentially it is in this shape of a pyramid. Eventually you're going to run out of people to sign up because a lot of the companies that are facing legal problems right now, a lot of these MLMs that are not specifically pyramid schemes because they get around it by following the 70-30 rule, which I'll talk about in a second. A lot of them are facing legal problems because what's happening is there are areas where these people are signing up or pushing product, they're becoming oversaturated with sellers. They're becoming oversaturated with representatives, hunbots, whatever. There's only so many people you can message on Facebook from your high school or whatever that you knew years ago or college and be like, hey girl, blah, 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 you know, like I have the best opportunity for you. And, you know, it's strange, right? So the way that MLMs get away with being basically what people like to call legal pyramid schemes is that they follow the 70-30 rule, which means that 70% of the money they make is from selling the product. So for example, Herbalife, Lularoe. Lularoe is infamous for their leggings, and I guess at one point people were crazy for these leggings. They were so exciting, and you could only get them, I mean, you technically are supposed to only get them from certified sellers of Lularoe, and I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to put in so many pictures, but we're going to focus on Lularoe heavily. Lularoe will probably take at least 2 to 3 videos to cover, but this company is, I have no words at the moment. I'm still trying to collect my thoughts on this company. But I do believe it at one point was worth $2.5 billion selling hideous leggings, which, mind you, I have some. We'll talk about that, and I took footage of buying them. Also, another company, Herbalife. You know, I did watch the documentary Betting Against Zero, and if you've never seen it, I guarantee you will really enjoy it. If you're watching this kind of video and you've not seen Betting on Zero, that means you're interested in MLMs, and you will absolutely not be able to look away from this documentary. It is so good. So it's on Netflix. So that would mean Herbalife has to promote their sellers to sell product more than making money off of their downline or recruiting new people. So 30% of it can be recruiting new people, and then those new people, whatever they sell, that's some money that they earn also. So it's 70% the product they're selling, 30% the products their downline is selling and or new recruitments. The model is terrible. All of these companies are supposed to have income disclosure statements. Basically, at the end of the fiscal year, you can see how much the company is worth, what percentage of the sellers are actually making a profit. Some of these companies require the people to put so much money into the business just to be part of it. LuLaRoe, for example, at one point, it was like $5,000 just to sign up to become a seller. $5,000 to work for a company that you might not even make money off of because, you know, for example, LuLaRoe, they would send you this box of leggings and only maybe 10% of those leggings were even sellable. You wouldn't get to pick the sizes of leggings you received. So you might get a box of all extra small leggings that only fit maybe, you know, a 12-year-old. And what are you supposed to do? And the print might be something hideous. It might be Christmas. It might be Santa Claus eating a hot dog. It might be, I mean, I've seen prints where even around the crotch area, it looks like like phallic shaped objects, like designs. And you're like, what? So like I said, we're not talking about a specific company per se right now, but that's the general idea of an MLM. And the problem is oversaturation. 99% of the people that sign up to become a seller for an MLM do not make money. 99%. And a lot of people even knowing these statistics, knowing that they're probably going to be in the deficit once they realize that, oh man, this is a scam. This is a scam wrapped up in a really beautiful bow that is a dream of working from home, spending more time with your family, creating and belonging to a community of like-minded men and women. I will say typically, you know, obviously not everyone is a woman that is in an MLM or a hashtag boss babe, but predominantly they are women. These companies will target people that have disabilities. They will target people of lower income. They will target people that are minorities. And by that, I mean, and I'm just literally repeating what I have seen and read online, but they target the Hispanic community a lot. And it really covers this in depth in the Herbalife documentary, Betting Against Zero. And it is absolutely heart-wrenching. They target new moms. They target, like, depending on the MLM, whether it's Beachbody, they'll target people that might not even want to lose weight. And they'll reach out to them and send them a pitch. And some of it might make that person feel really shitty about themselves. And you're like, wait, what? I don't want to lose weight. I wasn't thinking about it. And then they're like questioning everything. Like I said, one of the reasons I really wanted to start covering this on my channel is basically, in a nutshell, I mentioned this on Monday, while I was grieving, which I still am grieving for the loss of my father, my stepfather, Greg, I got a DM from someone who I'm not going to expose, but basically they tried to give me condolences. They also said that they too had lost their father. So here I am thinking that it's a really nice message. And I did receive a ton of very kind of messages, and I still do. And then this person has the audacity and the disgustingness and the selfishness to try and pitch me their company, their products, and also a code for my subscribers. Even though I hadn't been posting whatsoever, the last two videos I had uploaded were about us having to decide to take our father off of life support. And then the video of the night before they were going to do so, that it was scheduled, that they were going to end his life. And I remember I had watched a few other anti-MLM videos, and I had read some articles, and I had heard that some of these tactics were deplorable, and that they would use people's shortcomings or tragedies, or like I said, they tend to try and, I don't want to say attack, but they tend to try and target certain groups of people people that really want to have this dream, or that they really need money, or they just really need the answer to help life. They have a family, maybe they don't have anything. I don't know, whatever it is. They target people that desperately need the money that they do have and cannot afford to put all of this shit that's gonna end up in the garage on a credit card in order to fill the pockets of the people above them, their upline or whatever, or their upline. And then end up in a ton of debt and with all of this shit that they're not gonna be able to sell ever. And a lot of these companies have a terrible buyback policy. For example, lularoe used to have a 100% buyback policy, but then when the company started to go downhill and people were wanting to get out while they can and get their money back, because a lot of these women invested $25,000 in, because for a while they were getting a lot of money. And then when it started to halt and their bonus checks were like not $75,000 a month anymore, yeah, you heard me, $75,000 a month for some of them. Well, they automatically had already changed their buyback policy, and a lot of them just still continued to try and sell the products. And when they couldn't, they were like, fine, I'll just take, I think now it's like 90% buyback. But then sometimes they take so long, and it has to be within a certain amount of time when you purchased the product that you get to return it. When I dive into lularoe specifically, I'll know exactly what those timelines are. But basically, the company itself will fuck around and not return calls. You'll have to wait for like 2 hours just to get through to somebody to talk about, where's my check? Why do I have to pay for postage to return your product that sucks and I cannot sell? Because this area is oversaturated with lularoe sellers, and I just don't have the time. I have another job, I have children, I have a family, whatever it is. So I had heard about all this, and then that happened to me. And this woman literally took my grief and tried to sell me and like pitch me her company, like whatever the fuck she's part of. And it is an MLM, I checked. I thought it was like, of course it wasn't a joke, but I'm like, how sick are you? You feign sympathy and empathy, and then you try to build rapport with me by opening the DM line with, I'm so sorry for your loss. I also lost my father. So you're trying to build rapport with me. And what I mean by building rapport is you're trying to build this relationship or common ground with basically a stranger, someone you don't know. A lot of sales people will do this, like car salesmen, whatever. They'll notice a brand like your purses, and they'll be like, oh, my wife has that purse, or, you know, they just try to compliment something. It's not necessarily a bad thing. They do teach this a lot in classes that are for people that want to sell. But typically, it's for legitimate companies. And you know when you're being sold something, you want to get a house, you want to get a car, whatever it is. But a lot of these companies are selling products that are like 3, 4, 5, 10 times overpriced. Like you could literally go to Walmart and Target and get the same thing. I have some lularoe leggings, and I will say they're soft. The ones that I have are actually soft, and the print is not terrible. You guys will see them when I cover lularoe. I can only probably wear it during 2 different seasons or 2 different holidays, but whatever. But I do believe that the prices for leggings start very high. And some of the prices compete with like Lululemon, and Lululemon is notorious for being very high, overpriced, bougie leggings. I don't even like Lululemon. My boyfriend says Lululemon. I'm just like, what? I'm not that girl. Okay, I like Adidas leggings, or even just like fucking Target leggings. I'm good. A lot of these people will have Facebook Live sales. So the woman that pitched me my Lyft driver, which I am going to cover that company because this is a company I have never heard about, and I was researching it again last night. This has been around for a little bit, but it just got FDA approved. exactly the words verbatim that my Lyft driver told me. FDA approved these products, skincare, makeup, baby care line. And she even said, thank you, Johnson & Johnson, because I guess Johnson & Johnson recently had a thing where people found out that their products are harmful, or the talc or something, I don't know. When you guys hear this pitch, I mean, I am a licensed esthetician. I know, for the most part, what ingredients are good, what are not good in skincare. And I have mixed feelings about some of the literature that's out there, scientific or not. You know, depending on what source puts out what, you're kind of like, okay. But I myself, knowing that I'm being pitched, I was like, what the heck? This is crazy. Like I said in last Monday's video, when I was sitting in her car in the Lyft and she started pitching me, I was like, got my phone out, you know? I'm just like recording it because I couldn't believe it, you know? I knew I was gonna start covering these types of things. So she had me believing, like considering to sign up. She's like, oh, it's only $25 or $20 or something. I was like, oh, okay. That's actually pretty on the low spectrum as far as signing up to be part of an MLM. But then she's like, oh yeah, you have to at least sell X amount of money every 6 months. And I'm like, oh, okay, there's a caveat. And then if you want to know what you're talking about, you need to spend $127 to get the package of like the sample products, because otherwise you're lying. You're basically selling people products, you're pushing products that you've never even tried, that you don't even know if they work. And she herself told me, she said that, she's like, it's okay though, because, you know, I tried some of the products from the kit I bought, but I sold most of them. So basically she sold these products, hyped them up, signed up 47 people, maybe more now. And she hasn't even tried like probably a 10th of the products herself. She likes the makeup and the cream eyeshadow. And I'm just like, that is so dishonest. Like I'm not a beauty YouTuber, right? But at one point I do like to review products once in a while, but you have to disclose, according to the FTC, you have to disclose, you know, honesty in your reviews. You can't just say something is good because you're going to make a profit off of it. And people need to know when you're selling them. So I'm not going to sit up here and say, hey, Coke Zero is literally the best soda in the world. If you're going to drink soda, soda's bad for you. But if you're going to drink it, drink Coke Zero because it's so good. And then I'm secretly like I own Coca-Cola. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I have stock in Coca-Cola or Coke Zero or some reason. I don't have a freaking dog in this fight or a horse in this race, whatever the thing is. I do love Coke Zero though. It's better than any other soda. A lot of these companies are in lawsuits. Some MLMs have been made illegal in some jurisdictions as a mere variation of the traditional pyramid scheme, including in China. In jurisdictions where MLMs have not been made illegal, many illegal pyramid schemes attempt to present themselves as MLMs. Given the overwhelming majority of MLM participants, they realistically cannot make a net profit. So like I said, it's just too condensed. The areas are oversaturated. Needless to say, there's so much that goes into these. There's a whole group of people that are profiting off of the hard work, the loss, and tears of people that are working for them and selling products. And some of them are successful in a sense. Some of them do make an okay living, but the percentage of those people is so low. I don't know how MLMs are legal, period. And I know there was a ruling, I think it was in 1987 with Amway. And that's why they have to go by the 70-30 rule. But the problem is these companies are skirting the law. And I know there are like legal jurisdictions and there are like even the state of Washington, there are people that are catching on, but you know, at that point it's too late. Even Herbalife did lose a lawsuit and they had to pay out about $200 million. But the problem was, even so, the people that lost money, they still didn't get every single penny that they lost because so many people lost money. It's just like they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. $200 million. They'd rather take these people's money from the downlines and put it into like a pot to have a retainer, to have all these attorneys like on retainer, so they can maintain their lifestyles, they can maintain their money, because they're like $200 million in the grand scheme of things. When it's a billion-dollar company, that's nothing, that's chump change. But that's everything to hundreds of thousands of people. So basically, I just want to spread more awareness about MLMs, and I find it fascinating. And as a consumer, as someone who really loves makeup and skincare, I have been pitched and I have bought some of these things. I mean, there's even candle companies. Scentsy is one of them. Avon, Mary Kay, Beachbody, Young Living is definitely one we're gonna get into. And the fact that there are YouTubers that have the audacity to sit there and push known MLM company products like Young Living, Monet, I just find it despicable. And there's actually a YouTuber that I really, really, really like. She has a hair channel. There's two of them actually. And one of them has pitched me like crazy on Instagram. And I'm gonna have to make sure I record our DMs. I'm not gonna expose her or anything, but I have a feeling when she realizes what I'm up to, I kind of feel like she kind of already knows, because the conversation has kind of abruptly stopped a little bit. I kind of feel like she's gonna unsend a bunch of messages or block me, so then I won't have access to the DMs. So I kind of want them just so I can show you how I'm getting pitched as an influencer. You know, whatever, I have a YouTube channel, so I'm considered whatever. There's that one jewelry one, what is it called? Paparazzi jewelry or something like that. I mean, there are so many, it's just, it goes on and on and on and on. That's just a little, kind of a long discussion dive into MLMs and what you guys can expect. Again, I know I did an outro, I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it, but I wanna know, do you guys know anything about MLMs? What are your thoughts? Because some of them seem legit. Some of them say they donate to women's charities. Some of them say they help victims of different, you know, abuse. Some of them just, there's just so much slimy, weird practices involved that I feel like it's just not good. You should not have to pay to work somewhere. That never has made sense to me. Why do you have to pay to work? People pay you to work. The people that do this are despicable. I think they are disgusting people and they should stop. And I don't care how nice they seem to be or how much they care about you or how pretty they say you are and how they think you're gonna be amazing at this and it's such a great opportunity and you can have more time at home and more freedom and go on trips and yachts and all of these fun parties. And they make it seem like a blast, but truly it is hell and you don't want to sign up for it, in my opinion. Obviously all of this is alleged, my opinion, I don't know, but from what I've seen, it's pretty damning and I don't like it. Do you guys have anybody that participates in an MLM? Or any of your friends' Facebook's statuses riddled with sign up for this, blah, blah, blah. You can lose whatever. I don't know, you guys. I'm tired, I need to edit. It's 5:30, okay. See you soon. Okay guys, so that is it for today's video, our first Anti-MLM Monday. I think you guys kind of needed a little background, a little context, a little bit of some definitions, like what is an MLM? But a lot of you guys already kind of know what that is, so let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm excited for next week's MLM. We're going to get a little bit deeper into a certain specific MLM, and also let me know if there are any that you want me to cover. If you have been involved in one, you want me to tell your story, let me know. Yeah, I love you guys so much. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, turn on all post notifications, and please remember to always be kind to yourself and others. Okay, I just got self-conscious. Please remember to always be kind to yourself and others, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be on Thursday for a true crime video. I love you so much.